Hello everyone, this is Chris from LaHave River Berry Farm. This is our Haskap orchard that I usually do a video of this every single year. And it's the end of April and everything's looking pretty good. Starting to get some good, nice bud development on the plants. And we've had a really cold spring so far. Typically, we usually have flowers by beginning of May. So we'll see how the next week goes and how fast these guys come along. Today I figured I was going to go through the different types of deer fencing that we've been using and what we've ended up with at the end of it. It might be helpful for some people when they're trying to figure out what kind of deer fencing to use, because you do have choices. So here we started out in 2016 with this poly fence, and at that time steel posts were really expensive, so we ended up going with wood. These are hemlock and a super spike, because super spikes were dirt cheap at that time. This was okay, except the super spikes are made with recycled steel and the paint's not very good. They rust and then they break and post falls down. So every spring you're always fixing posts. Then we found the deer break through this. Once they figure it out, they'll just push on it and put a hole right through it. I'll show you when we go over to the other orchard what that looks like. So the second type of fence we use is a much more permanent fence. This is galvanized steel wildlife fence. It's got really close wires on the bottom, and as it goes up higher it gets much wider, and this is 8 feet. And we use these T-posts, heavy duty 10-foot T-posts, put about 2 feet in the ground. We use a pneumatic post pounder to do it. Doing it by hand is gonna break you unless you're young. This has been here all winter, no problems with it whatsoever. These T-posts seem to be, a little bit on the flexible side. You can see you can move the fence, but you can't break them. I've seen deer run straight into these fences and they just bounce off the fence, and the fence flexes and doesn't cause any issues. So for us right now, that's our cheapest solution, and we just get this stuff from the local farmers co-op. Roll of galvanized fencing, I think it's around $6.50. Each T-post is around $20, and we go 10 feet, roughly 10 feet between the posts. And this just going to walk over here to the other section. So this was one big area with a wet spot in the middle, or a damp area in the middle, and we've been running into droughts the last couple of years. So we dug an irrigation pond here, and you can see I'm just slowly moving that soil out of there. Just getting a little bit of erosion from the soil. It's making the water a bit muddy, but hopefully that'll be resolved. So this, for Haskap, we're okay. We just mulch them. We don't typically get drought conditions until late July, early August, and then it can run right into September, October. The last couple of years it's been like that. Typically we never had a problem with drought, but it's been causing some trouble lately. So this area is high bush blueberries, and they're still small. We've been struggling with deer chewing on them a little bit, and you can see we've gone with irrigation in this orchard to keep these guys alive when we have the drought conditions. And these are just wobbler heads, sprinkler heads. We just ran irrigation hose on the surface, It was the least expensive method for us to put it in, and it goes in very quickly. And we don't have to dig trenches for pipes and whatnot. Everything's accessible. If we have a leak somewhere, we know about it right away. It's super easy to fix. We can go to the local hardware store, buy whatever plumbing fittings we need, and easily fix the pipe without any problems at all. Since I'm here, this is our little orchard tractor, Kubota, 33 horsepower, B series. It's been a great tractor. We've had this since 2013. We bought it new, and it does everything: tilling, fertilizing, spraying. Kind of our go-to tractor. It's nice and easy to fit down between the rows. Very reliable. All we've done is the normal maintenance to it. Fertilizer. So right now we're spreading composted chicken manure, and this is called NutriWave. Comes from New Brunswick, and it's certified for organic use, and it's great stuff. We're going to put on this orchard about 1,000 kilos on this orchard. This orchard was forest, so it's never been farmed. We only planted this really last year, and it's really nutrient deficient, so we have to build it up. Try not to do it too much in one go, but definitely trying to push it a little bit. I'll come over here and talk about our other type of deer fencing that we've been using as well, that has also worked. This is I put all this fencing in by myself, so I have to find fencing that I can work with without killing myself. And a roll of the other type of fence, the wildlife fence, is extremely heavy, and you really need a clear spot to roll it out and flip it up to put it in place. The fencing guys, they're going to charge you an arm and a leg to put a fence in, and if you can do it yourself, you're going to save thousands, and it'll still work, and you can do your work to it yourself. So here, this is what I used before the wildlife fencing. This is 6-foot welded fence. It's very flexible. It's galvanized. You can see I've been shaking it the whole way down. So I've actually chased deer into this fence, and they ran straight into it full speed, and they just bounce off the fence. They don't break it. They don't knock a T-post over. Nothing. And then all I did was run a top wire. So amazingly, deer jumping over our fences has never been an issue. It's deer going under our fences that's always been an issue. And I'll show you what they do, or what they have been doing. This fence is good. It's strong. They can push on it all they want to. It holds up really well. Deer are a lot stronger than what most people realize. And even though this poly fence is strong, they'll break it. The wire, I've only seen them break the welds in the wire, and if they can wedge their head underneath of it, they'll keep pushing on it until they break the welds, and then they get a little hole to come through. But it's amazing what size of hole they need to get through. It's not very big. I was quite surprised, actually. So this is poly fence that we put in, I think 2016. And here's exactly what they do. You can see this is a proper deer trail right through here. And what they do is they just push on, they just break through the fence and push their way through it. There's even a couple of deer prints here as well. Looks like it's just one that's coming through right now, but once that one shows their friends how they get through, then they all come through. And you could tie wrap this back together. They'll just come back and break it again. So I just have this one little section to replace. It's on my list, and we'll get that. I'm going to get that done in the next couple of weeks. But this did work. This type of fencing, this poly fencing, did work really well in the beginning until the deer figured out if they pushed on it really hard, they could break holes through it. Other than that, that's pretty much it. We've got pretty good season lined up. We have a new orchard that we're going to plant. I'll put a video on that later on once I start working on it. And we're going to add some black currants, some aronia, and some Saskatoon berries, just for more fun and more things to work with. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.